Welcome to Dark Docent. Last week, we began to dive into our case on the Skunk Ape. We got into the history and the early sightings, as well as the monster craze in the 1970s that gave the creature its name. This week, we dive into modern reports and continue where we left off with that DNA sample that came back as unknown mammal. Welcome to Skunk Ape Part 2. The Evidence Era. They did not know what this was. It was nothing in the system. What do you think of that?
I don't know, it sounds kind of like the same thing to me, but what do I know?
The thing is that with inconclusive, there's a lot of tests that come back inconclusive. Inconclusive either means the test failed, which most people think. Sometimes it means they don't have it in their system.
That's kind of what I was referring to with it.
Yes, but here's the thing, is this is like Florida, wildlife. They know all the animals. The hair did not match that of a bear, of a panther, or any other mammal in the swamp. They looked at it and analyzed it. It was too fine and wiry. They didn't know what it was. And when they tested it, it was an unknown mammal.
Like the chupacabra all over again in Texas.
Except the chupacabra's a dog.
Yeah, yes. That was not in the system.
It wasn't in the system because it was a hybrid. This was actually something that was not in the system. It did not match a Florida black bear or a panther or any other mammal they could find.
What about a combination of a black bear and a panther?
It doesn't happen.
Man, bear, pig. He said it was like a mix between a man and a bear, that one guy said. We know it stole a pig. I think Al Gore was onto something.
He was super serial, guys.
So super ethereal, guy.
We haven't got to man, bear, pig yet.
Man, maybe we never.
Well, there's man, pig. I can find you man, pig.
I've seen enough man pigs in my day.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. No, but seriously, what do you think about this? This is DNA that we couldn't find, couldn't figure it out.
You have a photo of the DNA?
I do not, but it was tested.
All right.
It was in records, actually tested. I double checked. This is true. This was tested and the hair was analyzed and it doesn't match anything that they know.
Sounds like a mystery.
It's a mystery.
You have a photo of the hair? I guess, I mean, what's that going to show me? Nothing?
I can show you some photos.
Don't show me a photo of hair.
There's several photos of skunk ape hair I could show you.
Yeah, don't bother.
But it looks like hair.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not going to prove it to you.
No.
The fact that the DNA analysis says it's something we don't know, that's something that at least helps something.
Yeah.
But after Ron Decker had collected the sample and it had been tested, it was taken by the sheriff's office and they retained it and it was archived. And then when the department moved in the early 2000s, they lost it. And a thing that
Someone probably saw some pubes in a bag and threw it out.
That's probably what they saw. Here's the thing, is this is a common thing, especially I was reading like, where did the evidence go?
Yeah.
Because there's all these tracks that people report. The FWC and the police department, they, quote, purge their records often. So people will give them skunk ape tracks and hair, and every so often they'll just, quote, purge the records and get rid of all the evidence they don't need.
That doesn't seem like a good idea for any sort of office to do, is purge records often.
Yeah, every so often they purge their records, so we lose a lot of the evidence.
The point of them is, even though you don't need them, you hang on to them in case you need them later.
Yes, I searched as to why...
Like, that's the entire purpose for having a record.
Yes. I searched into this. I was like, why are so many of these records? There's all these things that are like, hey, we found 16-inch tracks that embedded into the ground and stride measurements and all this stuff. And I'm like, where are the records? So I kept searching, where did the records? And it was apparently common for the FWC to just purge their records. And also, if anyone gave it to the police, they considered it more of an FWC issue. So they wouldn't regard it as anything and not investigate it and give it over to the FWC, who would then either investigate it or take the report and then just leave it and then purge the record.
Shit.
Yeah. So that's why so much was lost in the late 20th century. Now, this is still considered some of the strongest physical evidence of skunk apes out there, that we have some DNA that doesn't match anything.
So, sorry, when did they do this test? 95, did you say?
He found it in 95, so it's probably between 95 and 96.
Right. Has it been compared to anything since then?
Well, it's been destroyed or lost. But basically what they did is they analyzed at the time. They didn't just DNA test it. They analyzed it, compared it to other hairs, and it didn't match.
And they didn't even hold on to the sequence?
No. But they did do it. They did find that they did it.
Ah!
I know. They threw out the hair. They threw out
Every
everything else.
time it's something. It's something convenient every goddamn time.
It pissed me off so much because I
Yeah.
could find it, and they said, yeah, they just lost it. That was it. It was really, really nonchalant. It pissed me off.
There's no incompetence like human incompetence.
Very true. That is the truest. You should have saved that for the wise words. That's the smartest thing you've ever
Cut
said.
it out. I'll say it later.
Now, James,
Yes.
we've gone through several people so far. We've gone through several different accounts, but I haven't introduced you to a very important man in this case. A man named Dave Shealy. Dave Shealy is considered the world-leading expert in skunk apes. He is what's known as a gladesman. His family has lived in the Everglades since 1891, and he has been a full believer and investigator of the skunk ape since 1974 when he was 10 years old when he saw one with his brother. Ever since then, he has spent his life adventuring the swamps trying to find them. He is known for having many footprint casts of the skunk ape, including juvenile, and he keeps them all in a place that he calls the Skunk Ape headquarters, which is a little museum he has in the Everglades that people can come and see all the skunk ape stuff. Do you want a picture of that?
Love to see a photo of that. Do you have any artist drawings of the skunk ape?
Yes, I can show you some too. The thing is I have a lot of photos too, so we still got a lot to get into.
All right, well, let's focus on the hard hitting stuff. I just like people's sketches. I love judging them for how poorly people draw, which is probably still better than I can. Although I am a bit of a Picasso.
Here is the front of the Skunk Ape headquarters.
Campground, gift shop, and guide service. Established 1961. It's got a statue of a little Bigfoot out front. The nice big head on it. Like it's got like a 5 head, you know?
I get you.
Little place, cute.
So Dave Shealy was known for having one of the biggest snakes in the world he caught in Florida, and he kept it as a pet for many years.
Anaconda?
I believe it was a python. It was like back in like the 80s he had it. But he's had a lot of different things, and he does do tours where he can show you where he sees the skunk ape and things like that. And he's got many, many casts, and I can show you pictures of those. Here's Dave Shealy with one of the tracks he's found.
Those are some gross toes. They're pretty long.
They are. Here's some other tracks that were found. I don't believe by Dave Shealy, but by some other people.
That's very different from Dave Shealy's.
Not really. Same 4 toes.
Yeah, but the foot shape.
Yeah, that one's been cracked out and like punched out. The other one was like front.
Yeah, so the front one looked like kind of like you'd picture foot, just with 4 thicker, slightly longer toes. And then this one is like if the 4 toes were spread out like you can spread out your hand.
And the tracks do have spread out toes like that.
I mean, I guess it would help for balance when you have 4 of them.
And they're also kind of like more gorilla-like, kind of like a gorilla front with a human back foot. And also, they figure maybe if they're webbed because they spend so much time in water, it would make more sense to have these thicker toes that spread out like that. And here's some more of Dave Shealy's prints.
Well, at least they all have 4 toes.
They do.
I was really hoping I could pick one with 5 and just disregard the whole case.
There is sometimes they report them with 5, but the thing is that the skunk ape is sometimes reported up in Alabama and Georgia and more northern states, and those ones typically have more 5 toes.
Well, the thing that kills me about all these different big feet with different numbers of toes is, from my very rudimentary and poor understanding of evolution, it takes a stupidly long time for an appendage to appear or disappear or to change into something else.
Yeah.
So, like, for one species to have 3 toes, one to have 4, another one to have 5, that's got to be so far back down the chain. That's like crazy.
Well, I mean, we do have evidence of like ancient mammals that go back hundreds of thousands of years. You know, like who knows what could happen.
Yeah, but I just mean for them to be completely separate species for that long.
Yeah.
And everyone's still in the vicinity of each other. It's kind of odd.
Yeah, it is weird.
It's like if we had a bunch of people and people had 3 toes or 4 toes or whatever, it'd be, well, you know what? Yeah, I guess if there's a mutation that in an isolated population, it could go really fast, actually.
It depends on your environment. So,
Yeah.
like, if this ape spent so much time in the swamp, it would adapt.
Aren't those birdfoot people somewhere?
I forget where that is.
The Vadoma tribe in Zimbabwe. Okay, well, I guess I take back what I said. Mutations can spread, fairly quickly through certain populations if they're in and amongst themselves. Like the Vadoma tribe people in Zimbabwe, where they have awful looking like feet. I would describe that as kind of bird like in a gross kind of way.
Oh shit, that's crazy, eh? Wow. See, that also lends credence to the skunk ape because they got some pretty thick toes on them too.
Yeah, it made it seem a lot more possible, I guess.
Yeah, isolated tribes. Now, Dave Shealy has a lot of tracks. He's not the only person seeing the skunk ape. There was another sighting in the summer of 1997 by Vince Dorr. He is the Ochapi Fire Control District Chief, and he was driving down a road when he looked off to the right and saw a strange figure way off in the swamp. Now, he stopped and pulled over, and he couldn't believe it. He saw this creature, it was upright, he said it was about 6 to 7 feet tall, covered in reddish brown hair. And luckily for him, he was out surveying the woodlands in case there was any bushfire, and he had a camera. This is some of the earliest photos of the skunk ape I have for you here, James.
I can't wait to not be able to make out whatever it is.
Feast your eyes.
It kind of looks like a black gorilla shape in the background of a photo.
Yes. Now that is zoomed in, because this creature was 400 feet away in the brush. So the original photo looks like this.
There's clearly some enhancement going on as well.
Yeah, there's a filter on it. Now, here's the interesting thing about this one. Not only is it interesting that this fire chief saw it, and this is someone higher up in the community, and a lot of people vouch that he knows what he saw. But also, he wasn't the only one to see something. His neighbor was driving down the same road minutes before and claimed to see the exact same thing. But this time, it was crossing the street in front of her. So we have two witnesses that claim to see the same thing in the same area minutes apart. Interesting.
Yeah, interesting.
But that's not our best photo of the skunk ape.
Lovely. Perfect.
Going back to our friend Dave Shealy. So Dave used to spend time on deer stands looking out into the Everglades and seeing if he could catch anything. Sometimes he'd bait things. He still baits things these days. He goes out and puts up different lima bean traps and stuff to see if he can catch anything. And on this day, he was sitting in the deer blind for quite a while. And nothing was really happening. And it was getting close to dusk. So he decided it was time to get down from the blind. Until he heard a sound. Something stepping through the swamp. Followed with a terrible odor. When he turned around, he saw a massive figure walking through the Everglades. And he got back up to that deer blind, and he took several photographs. You ready to see the Dave Shealy photos?
Oh, I can't wait.
Feast your eyes. This is from July 1997.
Is there another one?
Yep.
This first one is just a photo of a grassy swampland, I guess, with several sparsely trees out in there, and there's just a black humanoid figure smudged, small, kind of in the background. Out in the open, but it's hard to really make it out.
Here's the other photo we got. This has been zoomed in and blown up a little bit.
That is a very humanoid figure, and also very blurry, but that one almost looks like a man. I feel like I can see his shoulder and his tank top.
Here's the thing, James, is at the same time he took the other photo, and the other photo did not look like a guy in a tank top.
The other photo, I don't know what I was looking at. There's a very weird pose, whatever that thing was in.
And we've got one more photo. I think this is at a different time.
Okay.
But also walking through the Everglades.
That one kind of looks like a Ninja Turtle. It's got to be the worst quality photo you've shown me yet.
No. They'll be worse.
I can count the pixels on this.
Yes, they are zoomed in. They're from far away on a deer blind. Here's the thing, James.
Yep. Sorry, can you show me that first one again?
Yep. This one to me does not look like a guy in a tank top. It looks too bulky. Also, this is the middle of the Everglades. This is an absolute, nowhere.
The main thing I wanted to see if I could determine more or less what time of day it was.
Dusk.
Well, I know that's what you said in the story, but I meant from the photo. I am unable to in this photo. Yeah, I don't know. It's certainly something, but it's...
To me, it's turning away from him. He did say that the creature was walking away from him. and you see one shoulder on the left and the arms kind of dragging back like he's in the middle of a stride walking. It's an interesting photo, and you got to think about the environment. So this is in the middle of the Everglades, absolute nowhere. Nobody is around, right? And he's walking in 2 feet of water, sludge, grossness. And there's gators there, there's pythons there. To put on a gorilla suit and walk through that, you're nuts. You're absolutely insane. And I know what you're going to say. I know what you're going to say. We're in Florida.
I'm going to say it anyways.
Then say it.
We're in Florida.
I know we're in Florida.
There's some nuts people around.
There is. Okay, then they're right there. Yes.
They live with the pythons and the alligators. They're crazy.
I know, okay? They do nuts things. But people from Florida say that somebody would be crazy to do
Florida
that.
man in gorilla suit eaten by alligator.
I know it.
I can already see the headline.
It rings off the tongue. I know. Okay, I get it. And that's the whole thing. Is I understand.
Florida man takes photo of another Florida man trying to take a dump in the middle of the Everglades.
I get it. All of these things sound like actual articles that could be real. But this isn't even the most captivating photo.
Oh no?
No. It's not even close. But before we get to those,
yes,
Dave Shealy didn't just get a photo. 3 years
got
later,
an interview.
He had several interviews. He's on.
I mean, with the Bigfoot.
No, not with the Bigfoot. Although I did see one with him where
Skunk Ape.
Although I did see one with him where he did talk about how he was on the Today Show after seeing these photos and his girlfriend left him. So there was that. But
it happens.
It happens. My wife loves me and accepts that I'm crazy. Some people aren't as giving. Here's the thing. 3 years later, he got some of the most famous skunk ape footage there is. In July of 2000.
The David Shealy footage.
The David Shealy footage. And I got a link to that for you, buddy. This is the 2000 Dave Shealy footage. So what do you think of that footage?
Very hard to watch.
Because of how shaky it is?
It's extremely shaky. I mean, he was probably pretty zoomed in, which is hard to stay steady for sure. Which it also had the quality of a 2000s camcorder.
Yes.
It was very unfortunate because that was like a full minute and a half of it striding across the plains there.
2 minutes and 18 seconds.
2 minutes and 18 seconds.
Yeah.
And it got closer towards the end.
It did.
Right when you commented on how long its arms were, that part of it looked fake as fuck.
I understand.
It looked very unnatural.
I understand. Here's the thing, is most of the time when there's fake footage,
yes,
it's the people outside of the area that go, "Oh man, that's real," and the people local being like, "No, it's not." And I'll tell you why. This was opposite. People around the outside were like, "That's fake as fuck. That looks like a guy in a gorilla suit." However, people from Florida instantly came out and defended it, saying that is impossible. So the area that this was captured in, that Bigfoot is running in 2 feet of water, and the grass is 4 to 5 feet high.
And it was a good amount above that. That would
Yes.
have to make that thing at least closer to 10 feet tall.
It was estimated at 7 to 8 feet tall. So I think it was 4 feet, closer to 4 feet tall grass. And I've seen videos of Dave going out there. The grass is tall. And he did get cast from this because near the end there, it did walk up on a little part where there was land. And then it sunk back down. The part where you said it looked like it fell, it was sinking back down into some deeper waters and coming back up. And every Floridian who sees this is like, the way that thing is running and not getting stuck in the muck is impossible for a person, especially in a gorilla suit.
There was one portion of it around that part, like before that part where he fell down, or where it looked like it fell down. I thought he moved very, very quickly through those wood parts, like suspiciously fast. That's kind of one thing that got my attention, is like, oh, how did it just suddenly, like, I don't know if I mumbled it best, it looked like it teleported through the woods there.
Yeah, it moved fast for a little bit there. thing is, according to Dave, is he thought that there was a deer that came by, and he thought it was stalking the deer. And the thing is that with Bigfoot, it's hard because it's like, that's a guy in a suit because it looks like a man monkey.
Are the deer walking through 2 feet of water in the Everglades?
Maybe it was on the other side of something. He said it was on the other side of the woods, and he thought that was stalking it. So that's according to Dave.
Right.
And he did show the area. I found videos of him going out there and showing the area. It is deep water with, tall grass. That's completely true. So somebody walking or running like that naturally, like running fast through it, nearly impossible, especially in a gorilla suit.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's definitely a skunk ape, but that's the compelling part. And also the arms, when he does that arm swing out.
Yeah.
People have measured that, and the appendages are disproportionate for a human. It doesn't match. The arms go almost down to where the knee should be, if that's how long its arm is. So it doesn't quite look right like a human. It's a little wrong that you don't see from the first time.
Yeah.
So this footage has been scrutinized quite a bit. It's up there with Patterson-Gimlin footage. Not as scrutinized as that, but it's up there. It's some crazy footage.
It is, because, like you say, it is very difficult terrain. So it's not like someone shoved into a suit could just be striding through it like as if they were an 8-foot tall monkey man.
Yeah, no.
But it also there's parts of it that just didn't look real. Like,
yeah, it looked.
I wonder if it was like it was very low quality. So I'm like wondering if it could be some movie magic, and then you dumb down the quality on it, and then it makes it look that much more believable. I don't know. It's just something I can't necessarily rule out in itself.
Yeah. From what people have analyzed from the film, it hasn't been tampered with.
Yeah.
And it looks like a monkey man running through a swamp. And that's all you can really get from
Yeah,
it.
and that's why I don't want to necessarily just rule anything out either.
No.
It's just face value watching it is hard to be like, sold. Yes.
I understand. Because I'm back and forth on this footage.
Yeah.
Some parts I'm like, that does look like a guy in a suit.
Like, if we pull it up again, we can. You can come around here and stand with me. We can look at how fast it goes through that one portion of it if you're interested.
Oh, we can if you want.
I didn't.
You didn't think this would be this much on the skunk ape.
Here, really quick.
All right.
He went very wonky with the camera, but it did just like rip through those woods incredibly fast.
Yeah, so what that was a part where there was some land.
Right.
And that's where he got the tracks. And basically, he saw it like kind of sprint through the woods. And then when it got back to the water, it started being more stealthy again because it thought it was stalking the deer that was on the other side. That's just how fast that thing ran. And that's the part of the video where we were like, that's moving fast through the woods and then moving fast through the swamp. And for a person in a gorilla suit, that is hard.
Yeah.
Because there's parts of the water isn't just like 2 feet level across. There's parts where it goes down to 4 feet deep, sort of thing. So like it's not even all the way through. That is all the Floridian people are like, this is damn near impossible. And the part that I find captivating about that is, for once, locals aren't debunking something. They're saying, no, there's something to this, when everyone else is saying there's something to it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when we were talking to the Kraken Cans guys, and they were telling us about Centralia. And how everyone outside of Pennsylvania is like, Centralia is a spooky, cursed place. And they were like, nah, a mine was just on fire, and now it's weird.
Yeah.
So, shout out to Corey and Mike. Those guys kick ass. But yeah, anyway.
Shout out to Silent Hill, one of my favorite movies. Based on Centralia.
It is. 100%. Fun fact. Anyway, yeah, I do see how this part is weird, though, where it's running near the end.
Yeah, especially that part right there with the arms.
Yes.
It's like an Olympic sprint or something with that arm movement.
If it is anthropomorphic, it would run like that. That's the thing, is that it's like humanoid.
Yeah.
Humanoids run like that. That's the why it's hard to argue. It's like, it's like you're like, oh, it looks like a monkey man. It's like, yeah, because it's a monkey man. That's the hard thing. But James, that is not the only piece of footage I have for you. And I want you to think about this.
Okay.
I only picked the stuff that's convincing. And I have a lot more. Okay? It's not just pictures and footprints, which is weird, isn't it?
Yeah. Makes me think I should have gotten a real coffee, not a decaf. Gonna be here for a while.
100%. Throughout the 2000s, there were several more sightings. Sightings of the skunk ape have not slowed down. We still get some every year. And I could tell you about every single one. I got them all on here listed. But I'm only going to focus on the ones with footage because I want to prove it to you. So, our next piece of footage, it's simply titled, "I think I saw the skunk ape, please help." This was from Josh Highcliffe, and it was back in 2013. This is not a Floridian skunk ape. This was filmed 9 miles west of Tunica, Mississippi. But it still counts as a skunk ape because sometimes a skunk ape is a bit more north too. It's some pretty captivating footage too. Feast your eyes. What do you think of that?
That was a neat one. So it was a humanoid black shape that looked like it was ripping little chunks of bark or tree off and tossing them in the water. It did also, in my opinion, look like it could have been someone in like a black puffy jacket crouched down there, and then they stood up at the end, which is when Buddy freaked out.
I don't think it is. Like, just judging by the head.
Well, the hood being on.
Yeah, still doesn't look like a hood to me. He says, judging by the way it stood up, comparing to that tree, it was 7 feet tall. Easy. If that's true, if it was 7 feet tall, it looked big. Like when you saw it stand up and its shoulders, it almost took up the whole trunk of that tree. That looked big. And it looked more humanoid than it did bear. The shoulders went out, not in like a bear. And the thing is do you know how much of the world's population is over 7 feet tall?
I don't have an exact number on me. I'd guess close to 0.
Pretty close to 0, yes. 0.00038% of the world's population is over 7 feet tall. So somebody over 7 feet tall in a black jacket tearing apart a tree in the middle of hog hunting season with no high vis on.
I mean, estimated to be 7 feet tall by the guy with the YouTube channel.
Still, 6'10", 0.4%. It's like very little. It's very, very little. And the fact that it was hog hunting season and he had a gun on him, it doesn't lead up to a person being in the woods. To me, it looked too big to be a person, in my opinion. I think that's interesting. Like, just when it stood up and how big the shoulders were. I have pretty big shoulders.
You do.
That thing would make me look puny. It looked massive. Like, I've seen Ryan, our buddy Ryan, who loves to tear apart trees. We've seen it on several occasions.
It is a hobby of his.
Him standing up next to a tree wouldn't take up a whole tree trunk when he stands beside it, and he's massive.
Well, we live in a completely different part of the world with different trees.
Yes, but still, that thing looked big. And it was tearing apart the trees pretty harshly. Like, you heard it. That was loud snapping in the video.
Trees make a loud noise. It would make loud noise when you snap it.
It would.
They're kind of like hollowish looking trees almost.
Yep.
And he was, got a grip of around one of the splits and was ripping off chunks that way.
Yeah.
If you get a stick about half an inch thick, you snap it, it makes a loud noise.
It does, but the way that some of the audio peaked on some of that was just pretty insane to me. And
like I say, I can't definitively say one way or another, but I do think that could have been. It did somewhat look like to me to be someone in a black jacket doing that with with their hood up, and that would puff out their shoulders. That would make it all look like a single black figure. It's just kind of the vibe I got from it. I don't know if he knew that filming it. Like, he could be genuine in his description and his reaction to it. I'm not doubting that either, but that's just kind of, it's hard to tell because unfortunately nothing's ever a clear video. But
to me, it doesn't look like, it just looks so big.
Humanoid things like humanoid when they stand up.
That's the thing, is that Bigfoot's humanoid. So the argument can always be it's a human, and I get that, and
It's
it
an
makes
easier
sense.
argument to make.
Not really. Like,
yeah, really. We're
here's
living in a place full of humans.
I know we are. But the thing is that I don't understand why everyone's so against the idea of an anthropomorphic ape like that walks on two legs. We have apes everywhere else in the world. Why is it so weird that they're in America?
Because we have no actual proof of them.
Until we show you videos and footprints and stories from Native Americans who've been here longer than us. We got a lot. And it's not even, this isn't even like the best evidence. I have more for you. Okay? Don't even worry about this.
Keep rolling.
We'll keep rolling. Okay? We got that one, I understand. Could be a person. Inconclusive to me. Interesting, to say the least. But I have another video for you. This is called the 2015 Lettuce Lake footage. This was taken by a man named Matthew McGamey. He was kayaking through the swamp when he heard loud splashes off in the distance. And when he looked, he saw a massive ape-like creature. And he got a pretty good video of it. Now, at first, it's going to look like nothing. But this has been slowed down, zoomed in, and show you a whole bunch about it. It's a very interesting piece of footage, and you'll see why. I want you to pay attention to its hand. Because it's going to be holding something. And it looks like it killed a water moccasin. And walked off with it. What do you think of that footage?
The zooming in and enhancing does help a lot.
Mm-hmm.
My first thought was maybe it was a bear, but it definitely wasn't.
No.
It did look like a black humanoid shape with long arms kind of moving. I didn't really see it carrying anything, but you saw it kind of just go through the water and away.
So it is confirmed that it's carrying something.
Yep.
Many people look at this video, and it's long, and it looks like a snake. It looks like it killed a water moccasin and then walked off with it. It was also at the beginning drinking water. Some people say that's a guy putting the mask on.
Yeah.
I don't think so. A lot of people don't think so. Because, again, Floridians have come up strong with this one. That water is full of alligators and pythons. And that man was holding a snake. If it was a man.
Have you seen that guy on Instagram that walks around at night barefoot in the Everglades picking up every animal he can find, trying to find the invasive pythons?
Fishing Garrett, I follow him.
They do that.
I understand. But in a gorilla suit, and it was really big, it looked too real to me. That looks so real. You know, the way it's stomping through the water like something heavy. The way it was smacking around and everything like that. I don't think someone would put their life on the line for a little hoax like this. And also, it wasn't just him on the canoe. He was there, I believe, with his kid. His son was there with him, too. And they both saw it. And they tried to go after it after this, but they lost it because they think it went underwater.
A man tried to chase Bigfoot with his son, and you're saying that someone else wouldn't risk their life putting on the suit for 3 seconds?
Alligators kill more people than Bigfoot.
Sure, but you're out there with your son in a canoe surrounded by alligators and now Bigfoot, and you're going to go after him? That sounds like risking your life or your son's life.
I believe it was his son. I don't remember if it was his son or if it was his friend.
Right, but you get the point I'm getting at, though, is...
I understand.
That's just life risking for the sake of life risking right there.
But he's pretty far away.
Yeah.
Like, he's trying to stay away but get more footage.
Right.
Like, he's not trying to go up there and noogie it.
Yeah, but if you catch his attention and it goes after you, you're kind of hooped.
Curiosity killed the cat, I guess. But again, no recorded attacks of a skunk ape. And, you know, if you want to get better footage of a Bigfoot, you're going to have to get close. I think that's extremely compelling footage.
Yeah.
You don't see Bigfoot footage where it manipulates its environment like you have with the skunk ape. You know, this thing's breaking apart trees, smashing the water, drinking from the water, grabbing snakes. That's impressive. You know, if you want to do a Bigfoot hoax, just walk across the path in a Bigfoot suit. You know, you don't have to do that. I've seen skunk ape like reenactment footage or like hoax footage. They just walk on a path.
Easiest place to walk.
Yeah. Why would you go for a swamp? You just walk across the path, make it blurry.
Makes it more believable.
Not like this. This is insane. The guy didn't make any money off of it.
It's not always about money.
I know, but
Sometimes it's about love of the game.
I know, but that's extremely convincing. Very convincing footage. What do you think?
I'm torn on it because, nothing crazy did happen and they were very far away from it. And it's just the humanoid thing walking through the water for a couple seconds.
Yeah. And people report a hairy humanoid thing.
Yeah. And that's like,
it was too humanoid to be a bear.
No, it certainly was not a bear.
No.
It's in the original video. It is impossible to really make anything out because of how far away it is.
Yes.
So huge kudos to whoever figured out how to zoom in as much as they did on this and still have a clear image.
Also, kudos to Matt for keeping the camera still.
Yes.
He kept it still the whole time.
Yes.
Except for the one time when he moved his oar a little bit, but still, he kept on sight.
Yeah.
It's good footage. Literally, the only thing guys who think it's a hoax say is it's a guy in a suit. And they don't give you why. However, people who believe or people who are more on the fence say, you don't see Bigfoot guys in costumes manipulate the environment like this. You don't see them attacking snakes, splashing water, tearing apart trees, walking through swamps. And if you did...
Well, you might just have. That's the thing.
You might just have, but it's not typical and it just looks more like an animal. It also looks natural in its environment. You put a human in there, it would look more clunky, especially in an ape suit.
Well, it was very far away.
It was.
But it didn't look very clunky, but it also didn't go very far. It wasn't like they filmed it for 2 minutes like the first last video we watched.
No, it walked around that trunk there and then it kind of went off into the deeper water. So
that could very well have been possible too.
Maybe.
I'm not saying that that's what it was, but it can't necessarily just be ruled out.
Okay, smarty pants. Well, it's not my last piece of footage for you.
Good. And I'm not trying to be Debbie Downer with it either.
You're not. You're a skeptic. Is what you're supposed to do.
Yes, exactly. I'm not just going to be like, sold. Yes.
And no one should shit on James if he's being skeptical. It's his job. If he believed everything I showed him, then this show would not be what it is.
And no one should also just believe in Skunk Ape after a 30-second video on YouTube either.
No. But there's more to the Skunk Ape than just these videos as to why I believe it. This is my last piece of footage for you. This is called the Brown footage. This footage was taken by two men. Stacy Brown Sr. and Stacy Brown Jr.
Men?
Yes, their names are Stacy Brown. Real people, I've seen them. Now, for fun, on the weekends, they would hunt Bigfoot. They would go out into the woods and they would camp and they would put out traps and have some fun. Now, Stacy Brown Sr. was not a believer. He was like spending time with his son. And his son was a believer, Stacy Brown Jr. He believed in Bigfoot. And they just like going out into the woods together, camping and looking for Bigfoot. Well, they kind of lost it for a few years there. And then back in 2013, Senior told Junior that he was like getting back into it. And he just sold his boat for some new equipment. And we should go back out and maybe take a look. So they did. This was filmed back in May 8th of 2012. So one of the new pieces of equipment that Senior got was a thermal imaging camera. Love thermal imaging cameras for evidence. As they're walking through the park, they began hearing wood knocks, which is a common thing people hear with Bigfoot. You hear a big whack against a tree from a stick. Mostly this is seen to be a warning. Don't come any closer. My territory. Well, Junior said, you hear that? It's a wood knock. I don't think we should go deeper. Senior said, that wasn't a wood knock. I think you're just hearing things. And then when he was done that sentence, a second wood knock against a tree. He said, that's a second wood knock. You heard that. And Senior's like, yeah, okay, I heard it. But, it's probably just a knock on the woods, who knows what makes that sound. If we hear another wood knock, we don't have to go any deeper. And as soon as he was done the sentence, another wood knock. So they're kind of looking around like, maybe there's something here. They decided to go maybe a little deeper. This is when they started hearing things rustling around them. Things were running in the bush. Senior felt like someone was watching him. So he took out his FLIR camera. And Junior said his dad went, holy shit, get the gun. They ran back to their truck and hopped inside. Junior just went with his dad. They couldn't see anything. It was the pitch at night, right? Pitch black at night. So they get back to the truck, and Junior's like, what did you see? What the hell was that? And Senior showed him the footage. This is considered some of the best thermal imaging footage of a Bigfoot to date, and it is still looked at. This is the brown footage. This has been looked at by anthropologists.
Yeah.
The limbs do not match a human. The hunch that looks to them like an ape standing up, judging by the movement.
Yep.
The way it ran, humans run with a straight leg. They straighten their leg out and bend it. This thing hunched with bent legs. That's more of an ape characteristic. Also, it was all black. If this thing was wearing clothes, the black would be in the hands and the head. It wouldn't have gone through the clothes at this point. The heat signature doesn't envelop the entire thing. So, that would be a naked person in the woods. They also tried to reenact this with humans to show the size difference. And I have a picture of that for you as well. They put a person there in the same location.
Yeah.
And had him walk across with the same stride. So on the right is the recreation, and on the left is the original.
They could have done a better recreation. Looks like both of his hands are straight forward in that.
So it's a clip from a video.
Yeah.
The guy walks ahead. But the thing is that he had to do like a full stride to reach the same stride as this thing.
Yeah.
And judging by the height of him, the guy in the video, that's Bobo from Finding Bigfoot, he's 6'5". People have analyzed...
With a stride of 152 inches?
With a stride of 152 inches. No. So, Bobo's 6'5". When they put the video side by side with the same things around it and judged the size, this thing was 8.5 feet tall. The hands are too big, the arms are too long, and the legs are too short. It's very similar to an ape, not a human. And again, if it was on thermal and it was a person, you'd see the face and the hands first and not the clothes. This is a naked person who's 8.5 feet tall walking through the woods who walks with bow legs that are bent and not straight legs like a person. The likelihood of this being a human is impossible. People have analyzed this and can't. Humans ruled out. Like people who are like skeptics, they don't know what it is. They consider it inconclusive. It has been analyzed by video reviewers who say it hasn't been tampered with. It is the raw footage. It's been analyzed by anthropologists. They say it looks more ape than humanoid. It's been judged by animal experts that say nothing in the area matches this. What do you think, James?
What if it was a bear?
It's not a bear, James. Can't use the bear on this one, brother. That's not a bear. That's a Bigfoot. That is a damn skunk ape.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one.
It's tough when human is ruled out.
It's also tough when it's on screen for 1 second in a blurry thermal.
Yes, it is. Still, captivating footage.
Yeah, it's interesting, that's for sure. I can't, again, like this one, like I really can't rule anything out on this one.
No, that's an 8.5 foot tall naked man running in the woods.
So these guys that recreated it, they went to the exact same location?
Yes. And they recreated it with Bobo.
I'm always super hesitant with any time any measurement is given. It's like the fisherman saying his fish was this big. Mm-hmm. It's always going to be bigger than reality because it's always an estimation and people always estimate high.
It's still a massive thing in the woods. The arms don't measure right. That's the thing.
No, I know, and I'm not giving that as my only reason or anything.
Even
the arms are very long on this. It is in a weird posture, and it does have that classic Bigfoot shape to it.
It even has the haunch at the neck.
Other than the head, it had a very little head.
But because the neck was haunched like this, just like most Bigfoot say, the head is like haunched.
Right, haunched, but you can still see the size of it. It's small.
Yeah, it's a smaller head, but I mean the head's haunched forward like a Bigfoot. Like as you said, the Bigfoot stance.
Yeah.
And the legs being bent and how disproportionate it is, it's not a person.
That being said, people with bad posture do haunch their heads forward. I've seen tall people with their heads kind of hooked out forward.
I understand that. But I'm telling you, that's a naked guy who's over 7 feet tall running in Florida.
That's where I'd expect to find one.
Fair. That's where the arms are way too long. The legs are way too short.
A real freak.
Say what you want. You're saying this shit because you don't know what the fuck that is.
Of course, I don't know what it is.
Yeah. By the way, we have this video. We have a video of it killing a snake. We have a video of it running across a swamp. We have a video of it tearing apart a tree. And we have DNA analysis that say unknown mammal in the Florida Everglades. Plus all the tracks and over 400 recorded sightings since the 1970s. And this still isn't the most convincing evidence I have for you. I waited till the last bit for the creme de la creme of evidence for you.
4 hours in, let's go.
2.5, don't be a bitch.
I was talking about a stinky monkey all night. I want to go to bed.
Yeah, and I got more shit for
Working
you.
at 6 in the morning.
I don't give a fuck. We're going back to 2000, James. Police department near the Myakka River received an anonymous letter in September of 2000. The letter reads, Dear Sir or Madam, enclosed, please find some pictures I took late September or early October of 2000. My husband says he thinks it's an orangutan. Is someone missing an orangutan? It is hard to judge from the photos how big this orangutan really is. It is in a crouching position in the middle of standing up from where it was sitting. It froze as soon as the flash went off. I didn't even see it as I took the first picture because it was so dark. As soon as the flash went off for a second time, it stood up and started to move. I then heard the orangutan walk off into the bushes. From where I was standing, I judged it being about 6.5 to 7 feet tall in a kneeling position. As soon as I realized how close it was, I got back to the house. It had an awful smell that lasted well after it had left my yard. The orangutan was making deep whoomp noises. It sounded much further away than it turned out to be. If I was known it was this close to the hedgerow, as it was, I wouldn't have walked up as close as I did. I'm a senior citizen, and if this animal had come out of the hedgerow after me, there wasn't a thing I could have done about it. I was about 10 feet away from it when it stood up. I'm concerned because my grandchildren like to come down and explore my backyard. An animal this big could hurt someone seriously. For 2 nights prior, it had been taking apples that my daughter brought down from up north off of my back porch. These pictures were taken on the 3rd night it had raided my apples. It only came back one more night after that and took some apples that my husband had left out in order to get a better look at it. We left out 4 apples. I cut 2 of them in half. The orangutan only took the whole apples. We didn't see it take them. We waited up, but eventually we had to go to bed. We got a dog back there now, and as far as we can tell, the orangutan hasn't been back. Please find out where this animal came from and who it belongs to. It shouldn't be loose like this. Someone will get hurt. I called a friend that used to work the animal control back up north, and he told us to call the police. I don't want any fuss or people with guns tramping around behind our house. We live near 175, and I'm afraid the orangutan could cause serious accident if someone hit it. I once hit a deer that wasn't even a quarter of the size of this animal, and it totaled my car. At the very least, this animal belongs in a place like Busch Gardens, where it can be looked after properly. Why haven't people been told that the animal is on the loose? How are people to know how dangerous this animal could be? If I had known an animal like this was loose, I wouldn't have approached it. I saw on the news that monkeys that get loose can carry hepatitis and are very dangerous. Please look after this situation. I don't want my backyard to turn into someone else's circus. God bless. I prefer to remain anonymous. So the police threw this letter out. This letter came with 2 photos. And they thought there was nothing of it. It took some snooping by some different Bigfoot research organizations to find these photos. And when they were released, James, these are the best Bigfoot photos ever taken. These are the photos of the Myakka skunk ape. Feast your eyes. What is that, James?
Something you buy at the party at the Halloween store?
Something you buy at the Halloween store.
Yeah.
That's something you buy at the Halloween store.
You good?
James?
Yes.
Here's why this is not something you buy at the Halloween store.
Okay.
This thing's extremely tall.
It does look very tall.
It was 6 to 7 feet in a crouching position. It has red eyes.
Yes, they're very glowing, but I think that's due to the flash.
Here's the thing, James.
I have photos of me as a kid with glowing red eyes.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? Here's the thing. Other primates don't have eye shine. Only humans and lemurs.
Really?
Yes. Orangutans don't have eye shine.
Well, first of all, I think it's not an orangutan.
Well, she thought it was.
She was an anonymous senior citizen.
Yes, and she thought it was an orangutan. That's not an orangutan.
Nope, I don't think so.
That is a massive creature. And lucky for you, James.
Is that eye shine thing real?
Yes.
Fact check. I can't use fucking Bing anymore, man. The first... Several monkeys and apes exhibit eye shine, which is a phenomenon caused by reflective membrane called something. Here are some examples. Cats.
That's amazing.
Followed by chimpanzees and then other primates.
Chimpanzees do not have eye shine.
Hold on, we're gonna swap up the search engine for this one. Bing is not doing it lately. Lemurs.
Yes.
Lorises / galagos.
Mhm.
Night monkeys. And exceptions. Most higher primates lack this feature.
Yes. So like lemurs.
Why most apes lack it? Apes, in brackets, humans, chimps, and gorillas, are diurnal. I probably didn't pronounce that right. Which means they do not need extra light gathering layer. It says it's a very common misconception, but humans actually do not have eye shine. What you see in photos or under bright light is a different phenomenon called red eye effect.
I've heard humans have eye shine forever. But still, that even helps my case here. Because here's the thing. Is this photo here? We see the teeth. We see the eye shine. And some people will say that's just LED lights. Well, here's the problem. There was a second photo taken. There is a 40% reduction in eye shine, which means it's not LED light. That is reflection off the flash.
It's even redder.
Yeah, but they're tinier.
Yeah.
So that's a 40% reduction, because that's when it stood up and leaned back. Another thing that's interesting about these photos, it shows primate emotion. This teeth-like emotion you see in the first photo, that's what primates do when they acknowledge something's in front of them. They bare their teeth. It's like a, you are there. I know you are there. Okay? Almost sometimes it's even taken as aggression too.
It is aggression.
It can do both. They've seen
I guess it depends on.
They've seen
it is definitely in chimpanzees.
Yeah,
do not
it's like,
smile at a chimpanzee, you'll rip your arms off.
Yes, so it's like a smile can be like I acknowledge you or like stay off my turf.
Yeah, is it either a smile or baring in your teeth?
Okay, so this is when the woman was approaching them. That shows primate emotion. And this one and the second one shows another primate emotion. That's called scream. Okay, that's the 6th or 7th primate emotion. And what that is that shows fear or submission. When they lean back and open their mouth like that, that's what primates do when they are scared or they need their mom or they're frightened. So the reduction in eye shine crossed with the primate emotions show that this is not a suit, this is moving. And the eye shine shows that it's not animatronic or LED, that is organic.
They're very scary photos. There's a very scary looking ape creature.
Yes.
I do think it is the red eye effect. It is different than eye shine, but I do think red eye effect is what's happening here, which is the light reflecting off the layer of blood vessels behind the retina, which is how that happens in people and stuff.
Not that harsh. They're not glowing like that. That's harsh. That's harsh eye shine. Come on, that is brutal. It's not a costume. I just showed the person who made this had to understand primate emotion to make it. So you're an anthropologist who understood facial recognition of primates and the actual body of them had to make this suit. The only argument that people have that
I'm not saying is the suit.
No,
humans aren't the only thing I'm saying have red eye effect.
I know, but
don't get me wrong. That's not what I'm saying.
Here's the thing. How many apes are over 7 feet tall?
No idea. A couple?
None. Gorillas reach 6 feet tall at the biggest. Okay?
Yeah.
That's not a gorilla.
That does not look like one, no.
No. So the mouth moves.
Very long, shaggy hair on it.
Yes. You can see, look how long the arms go down. That's like all the way down.
Is that the arm?
I believe so. That's like the end of the hand.
This looks like arm here, but I don't
think that's arm, but I think that's tuft of hair or something. Might be its knee.
I think this is... No, I think the arm ends probably around here. Still pretty long.
Still, it's huge. The arms are too long to be a person. That doesn't match an orangutan. It doesn't match anything. It doesn't match in a gorilla. And guess what it does match? Skunk ape descriptions with the shaggy, dark hair with the white patch.
How about that?
What is it, James?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out currently. I went to images after the search of which monkeys and apes have eye shine. The very first image is the one I'm looking at right here.
Yes, I know, because people bring this up a lot with this case.
Skunk ape photo.
Skunk ape photo. The Mayaka skunk ape is what it's called. It's bigger than any primate we know today. This photo.
What is weird though is like between the first and second photo, it almost looks like it doesn't have like the middle part of its face. It looks like eyes to mouth. So, like, especially in that second photo, what we see here is the eyes and the bottom of the jaw.
It's going like this.
It's leaned back.
Yeah, so it's like the palmetto's stuck in its teeth up here, and it's leaning back. It's doing the scream face that you see in primates. The leaning back with the open mouth is what primates do.
Right, but the eyes look like they're looking dead forward.
They're going like this. The eye shine. People have analyzed.
But in order to get an angle like that, you have to be leaned back pretty far.
Yeah, it is. So that's what the thing is that as they took the second, so they took the first photo.
Yeah.
The second photo is when it reared up and leaned back. And there's 40% reduction in the eye shine, which matches the angle of where it would be. With that, James, there is many more pieces of evidence I can go into, but I have given you the creme de la creme. What are you thinking about the skunk ape?
I'm trying to think of some way to argue it.
It's hard, isn't it?
With this last one, it's kind of hard. It's both the most realistic and almost unrealistic photos at the same time.
Here's the issue with it.
Yeah.
Is I have tried to find, like, I look at both sides. I'm trying to find people who argue that it's not real.
Yeah.
And the arguments that I have found is it's a Halloween animatronic with LEDs. The eyes do not match LEDs though. Okay? Also, the way the mouth moves is very natural.
We don't see the mouth moving. We see it in an open position and a closed position.
Yes, but still, what I mean, the way it's leaning back with the reduction in eye shine, that shows more organic than LED. Another thing is, our main argument is that this looks like a display of what a Bigfoot would look like at like one of those like cryptid museums. Yeah, because they're based on real creatures on the Bigfoot. This is what a Bigfoot looks like.
Can I see the other one again, please?
The other argument I've heard? You want to hear the other argument?
Sure.
It's a dog.
Nah, I don't think it's a dog.
Those are the two main arguments. It is an animatronic, or it's a dog. None of those add up to me. Want to go to conclusions?
It's a tough one, but yeah, let's go to conclusions.
Let's go to conclusions. So today, James, on the case of the skunk ape, Florida's Bigfoot, we have sightings going back hundreds of years with the Miccosukee and Seminole people with St. Kakaki and St. Jipko. We have sightings from colonizers dating back to the 1600s, with newspaper reports coming back to the 1800s. We have several tracks. We have several photos. We have several videos of them manipulating objects and walking through swamps that seem impossible for a human. We have hair that has been DNA tested and has been positively analyzed to be an unknown mammal that does not match any other mammal in Florida. We also have the Mayaka skunk ape photos, which cannot be debunked. To this day, we don't know what they are, but the eye shine is consistent with something that is an animal, and the face is consistent with primate emotional reactions. On our scale, from 1 to 5, 1, I'm an idiot, which I certainly am not. 2, you're skeptical. 3, you're on the fence. 4, there's something strange here. 5, the skunk ape roams in the Florida Everglades. Where do you come down to today? And I want to let you know we have DNA, pictures, video, and tracks and sightings for hundreds of years.
Well, today, Jake, fuck, I hate the way you're staring at me. You look like you're about to kill me and haven't even answered it yet.
I've just given you every possible piece of evidence we can other than a body. And even if we had a body, it'd be the same amount of evidence that I just gave you.
Well, I mean, we touched on lots of this before. The DNA evidence isn't evidence of a Bigfoot. It's just evidence that they didn't have anything in their system in 1950 or whenever they did it.
1996.
96? Are you sure that was the DNA here?
DNA wasn't invented until 1985. DNA testing, anyway.
Either way.
The hairs don't match any other animal.
Yeah.
And they didn't come back as like a false hair or like a synthetic thing. They came back as real, genuine hair that didn't match anything.
You're right. It didn't match anything.
It didn't.
But that doesn't just default to it was a Bigfoot.
No, it defaults to something undiscovered. And don't ignore every other piece of evidence I've shown you.
Haven't had time yet. We're just talking about the DNA. Some of those videos were kind of jank and could have been other stuff. Like, pretty easily could have been other stuff. It's not at all out of the realm of possibility. I mean, castings could go either way because there's, and I'm sure you know this very well, there's no shortage of people faking footprints. Again, not saying that's what it was in this case, but it's far from unheard of. Some of the photos, like, again, could go either way because that photo, it's a scary looking photo, and it also does look kind of jank as well. Just the shape and the hair on it. Today, I think I come down to, I think I'm landing on about a 3.
Fuck you. No way.
3.2.
No way. No way. I showed you pictures, videos, and DNA analysis. How the fuck do I not prove it to you?
3.25.
No, that's what the fuck, James. What else do you need?
Bigfoot's a hard one.
No, it's not. I just
you know damn well I don't believe in Bigfoot.
And I just prove it to you.
You didn't prove it to me.
How many pictures do you need?
16,000.
Fucking, I can find you more. That's horseshit. I showed you a picture of the Bigfoot. I showed you that we had DNA analysis. I showed you videos. What else do you need?
Any number of those things could have been any number of things, though.
No.
Yes.
Because we have DNA analysis saying that it was there. We have pictures.
Saying we don't know what this DNA is isn't saying we found Bigfoot's DNA.
We know it's a mammal.
Showing a guy in a jacket ripping a chunk off a tree and throwing it in the water isn't saying that that's Bigfoot.
I'm speechless. I'm speechless. I am flabbergasted that you are not a 4 at least. That is that is unbelievable to me. Holy
I'm sorry.
shit.
It's just I'm on the fence because I'm on the fence with so many of these bits of proof. They're not really necessarily one way or another definitively to me.
What do you think the Skunk Ape photo and the Mayaka photos are?
I don't know.
What
I don't
could
know.
it be?
I don't know.
It's a massive creature.
It's a massive something.
It has primate emotional faces.
It's 2 photos.
Yeah. That are consistent with something getting taken a picture of and then reacting to the flash. How do you not see that? We have sightings. We have hundreds of sightings. We have reports going back for hundreds of years. We have the Native American stories.
People in Florida are nuts.
That's not all of them. Not all of them.
You almost said it's not a good argument, but you know it is.
It's not a good argument because it's not all of them.
It's not all of them.
Let me show you something. Let me tell you something. Let me compare something here.
Yes.
You gave Albert Ostman a 3.
That was it?
Yes. I gave you more evidence than Albert Ostman tenfold on this case. How is this also a 3?
You know damn well I don't believe in Bigfoot.
But I'm proving it to you.
And that it is a hard hill to climb. And there's not necessarily a top of the hill.
How? How? This is ridiculous. You can't tell me what that is. We have DNA analysis saying we don't know what something was. We have several photos, several tracks, several reports.
Yeah.
And you say...
You also had 2 different cops hit it with a car. Another guy with a truck hit it with his truck.
Yes.
And 16 other people hit it with their vehicles.
They hit it with a car, and then people reported a limping giant afterwards.
It's just... There's just stuff that's hard to get around. Like, there's so many sightings, but there's no body. These things stink so fucking bad that it's a feature of them.
Yes.
And you can't have one dog track one down. I don't believe that.
In the swamp?
Yeah, in the swamp, wherever.
The swamp's massive.
They're being seen left and right.
That's because
in neighborhoods and trailer parks.
I grouped all the sightings up for you. This is over 100 years.
Yes, thank you.
I grouped all this. It feels like they're all close together because I've grouped sightings back from 1818.
Yes, and you said there's a ton more. You said there's hundreds of sightings.
Yes.
But even just with the ones that you present to me, it's like someone could have found something. Other than some random guys with cameras out in the middle of the bayou with their 1 minute clips.
Swamps cause things to deteriorate extremely fast. If this thing lived in the deepest parts of the swamp,
it
would deteriorate extremely quickly.
Sure.
So it's hard to find a body.
Yeah, but so far it's been impossible to find a body.
It's been pretty difficult, yeah. If there's a very small population of them, then yeah. But I'm telling you, we had the DNA analysis that said unknown mammal. We have this picture of the Myakka skunk ape that moves to a different photo, by the way, where the face moves and it shows primate expression, the eye shine. It reduces in the second photograph, showing natural movement. We have the video of the ape in the water smashing a water moccasin. We have the video of the running across the Everglades.
Well,
we have the thermal footage that with an 8.5 foot tall naked man.
You're definitely like pushing belief onto it though because you believe. You're saying like the 40% reduced eye shine is natural movement. It's just movement. We don't know that there was a water moccasin. I didn't see anything in its hand. It's very hard to make out.
It's not an LED light.
LED is not the only type of lights we have. This was in 2013, was it?
This was 2000.
Oh, right, 2000. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. LEDs weren't most places. They definitely weren't in animatronic. It was just other lights. Incandescent.
It doesn't match incandescent
like
lights.
Christmas bulbs. We've had red lights for billions of years.
It doesn't match those.
But I'm just saying nothing is just 100% definitive is what I'm getting at. And as someone who's not a firm Bigfoot believer, when you have everything that's not definitive, you can't make a definitive off of it.
You don't think this is strange?
I do think it's strange. I said 3.25. That's slightly over the fence. I think there's something strange going on. But I am sorry. I'm not a believer yet in Bigfoot.
I thought this would get you.
Unfortunately, I apologize, but unfortunately, it has not gotten me.
I don't know how it hasn't. Oh man, I am hopeless now. Oh fuck. Okay.
This is going to be a hard one for me to walk out of this house today.
I can't believe it. I actually can't believe it. I don't know what else to say. I can't believe it.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
No, I'm in shock.
Thanks for listening, everyone. I've broken Jake's heart today, and he might actually kill me. This might be our last episode.
I'm just flabbergasted that they didn't get you to like a 3.5 or like a 4. Like I'm just I was like, I got him to a 3 on Albert Ostman. It was just a story, and I was like, I'm sure if I had some real evidence, I could do it. I could get him over the hump.
Well,
and I understand that I'm a believer, but if there was nothing here, I don't believe in every single Bigfoot story I hear.
I know, and I know that very well, and I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But it definitely does help when you are a believer. Stuff is easier to look past, even if you're trying to suss it out. It can be easier to look past.
Yes and no.
You know what? I will bump it up to a 3.5.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of weird stuff here for sure. Like it's not just like I'm not just crossing my arms being like that's all fake. A lot of it is just inconclusive to me.
If this photo had like actual good like evidence that it was fake to you, like if I had some, I would 100% tell you.
Yeah.
Like I did with Montauk. Like I told you everything that was bullshit about it.
Yes.
Like this photo still hasn't been debunked. It's been 25 years, 26 years. And the videos haven't been debunked yet. The Sheely footage is...
I mean, what does debunked mean when it comes to some of that stuff? A 1 minute clip on some kid's YouTube channel? Like, it's going to be up to everyone's own opinion, and that's going to be as far as that goes.
But I mean, no evidence that there's been a hoax yet. You know, no evidence...
Well, I mean, there's nothing going to come out of that's a hoax. You're in the middle of the swamp. Stuff deteriorates.
No evidence of, like, a suit being on the person. The only one that I think is questionably possibly a suit is the Dave Sheely swamp footage. That's the one where I'm like, I think that's maybe. I flip-flop on it.
That was the one paired with the photos there?
Yes. But I think the DNA analysis and this are the most convincing things that we could find on this thing. Final answer.
Final answer is a 3.5.
Okay. We'll take it. I think I got my hopes up on this one.
Unfortunately, I think you did too. You gotta remember, I'm not huge into Bigfoot.
I know, but there's so much on this one. There's so much. Oh. All right, final score 3.5. We'll take it. At least I got you above a 3.
Yes.
If it was below a 3, I might have thrown something.
Oh my. He's a wreck right now, guys.
I've been off for 2 weeks from work because of my back injury that I had. And the whole 2 weeks, I was going deep on Skunk Ape. Like, I was like, I'm gonna get him. I know I will. I'm so confident. I definitely amped myself up. Oh, shit. All right. Well, for me, I think it's obvious what my score is.
6?
Yeah, 10 if I could. We'll get you there on Bigfoot. This is a stepping stone to Bigfoot.
This isn't a guaranteed thing. You have to keep that in mind.
I understand. I just thought I had as soon as I had the DNA analysis, I was like, oh, bingo. And then this photo, I was like, done. It's in the bag. Anyway.
You make me feel like such a piece of shit for not believing in Bigfoot.
You're not a piece of shit. I'm just going to argue for it. People wouldn't listen to the show if we had the same opinions. Anyway, with that, thank you for listening, everybody. I got James to just over the fence on Bigfoot, but I'll get him up there. I promise. I know I will. You can follow us on all of our socials, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok for all of the pictures from this case. I post them every Friday. Link is in the description of every episode and our bio. If you enjoy what we're doing here, please rate and follow on Spotify, subscribe on YouTube. It goes a long way for us.
If enough of you follow on Spotify, I'll start believing in Bigfoot, I swear.
He's lying, but I appreciate it. He just feels bad that I'm sitting here heartbroken. Also, share with your friends. Word of mouth is the best advertisement, and it is free. Also, if you have any case ideas, any evidence from your own cases, or if I missed something, I would love to hear from you. You can email us at darkdosenpod@gmail.com. With that, James, any words to the wise?
There's no incompetence like human incompetence.
Wise words from a wiser man. We'll see you on the next one, everybody. Thank you.
Bye-bye.